Hi guys, happy Wednesday. It is Driven Fitness Erica here, your friendly and fabulous Orange County personal trainer. Welcome to our Wednesday Facebook Live sessions. It is Wednesday, January 3rd, a little after 12 o'clock here in California. And we're going to spend the next 15 minutes or so talking about health and fitness, just like we do every Wednesday. So, excuse me, I'm going to grab a sip of water. While I wait to see if anyone else has a chance to log in today and join us, I will, hi Linda. While I wait for people to log in, I'm just going to talk a little bit about our new Facebook group, which is where I'm hosting these Facebook Lives. And you're asking, why are you now hosting these Facebook Lives in this group instead of on your regular page? And it's because I was encouraged by someone who I follow who does a lot of social media stuff to not do it on your personal page if it's business related, because that's not what Facebook likes. So they're kind of cracking down on the kind of content that you share. So it's easier for me to share this kind of educational stuff that's related to health and fitness if it's in a private group where they don't have as many restrictions. So that's what we're going to do. And also, if you're in this group, then you're already interested in health and fitness anyway, so I know that it's something you want to hear more about. So if you know anyone who is interested in joining these Facebook Lives every Wednesday or doing a whole bunch of the other challenges that we're offering, getting the recipes we're going to be offering in our group, then please go ahead and invite them to join our OC Fitness Friends, Health and Fitness Friends. It's open to the community. You do not have to be associated with Driven Fitness, and we're going to try to grow that community to more and more members. So hopefully you can invite a friend to join us next week. So today we are talking about the top 3 reasons why you are not seeing results at the gym. And actually I have 5 reasons for you. So we're going to increase that with a couple of bonus reasons. Top 3 reasons you're not seeing results, which number 1, which this is probably common sense to most people, this conversation only works if you're actually already going to the gym, right? So if you're not going to the gym, this conversation is not going to matter to you so much because you need to backtrack and go to step 1, which is start going to the gym. It's going to be better than what you're probably doing now. So this conversation today is all for people who are already going to the gym or working out in some fashion or another. So why don't you just give me a quick thumbs up if you're already exercising on a regular basis? I'm not sure who else is joining us already. Why don't you give me another thumbs up if you're already exercising more than 3 times a week? Because that is my number 1 piece of advice if you're not seeing results, is that you are not exercising often enough. Awesome job. Good work, Dina. So Dina's the other person. Hi, Dina, who's watching the video now. So number 1, you're not seeing results in the gym because you're not going often enough. So, you know, back in the day, we had a much more active life. Even 50 years ago was much more physical. Now, so much time is spent with us being in our seats, inactive in front of computers and technology, that you really need to be blocking exercise into your schedule 5 to 6 days a week. Hey, Julie. It used to be 3 or 4 days a week, but now we are so immobile in our normal everyday lives that you really need to be moving in some fashion that is difficult at least 5 to 6 days a week, in my opinion. So number 1, if you're not seeing results, is probably because you're only going a couple times a week, maybe only 20 minutes to a half an hour, which can be very effective if done properly. But if you're just kind of going in, hawing, and not really working up a sweat, then a couple times a week is not going to work. So my first piece of advice is that you have to be going 5 to 6 days a week, doing something, whether that's in the gym or whatever, outside, whatever you choose to do, but you got to be moving 5 to 6 days a week. Second is that you're not consistent enough. So I've been having these success sessions, which is really hard to say out loud, success sessions at Driven Fitness with my clients, and we're talking about goals. And the one thing that has come up over and over again with the people I've met with thus far is that they haven't really met their goals this year. Number one, because they haven't been consistent. So life has gotten in the way, or most likely they haven't made it a priority in their life. And so they might come very consistently for a week at a time, or a couple weeks, even a month, but then I won't see them hardly at all for a month. So if you're not seeing results, I would suggest that you really start tracking your workouts if you're not already. Track every single day that you go so you can see your consistency. That is going to matter. You know, the big goals that you want to reach in life, even not just in working out, in life, it doesn't come down to that one amazing thing that you do on a Monday. It comes down to the very small things that you do consistently every single day that are going to get you to the results that you want. It's those little mundane choices that you make that no one's going to congratulate you for. No one's going to even know necessarily. So it's those things that are going to make you reach your goals, and that includes going to the gym. So it might not be the best workout you've ever had, but 5 so-so workouts are probably going to be better than one amazing workout in a week. So number one is consistency, and that you're not going often enough. Hey, Leslie. So number 2, you're not working hard enough and you're not progressing yourself. So a lot of people, because I work in a gym all day long, I watch a lot of people work out, and I see people who think that they're working out hard, but in my opinion are not working out hard. So some of this is just education, right? Like understanding your body and what it is capable of, and how much you can do without pushing yourself to passing out, right? So obviously passing out, not good. You don't want to work out that hard, but you can probably work out much harder than you think you can. And you don't really know that until you are either trying, pushing yourself till you really can't talk, or you really think you're going to puke, or, your heart rate monitor is like shooting way up there. That's how you establish your goals and figure out how hard you're exercising. What I tell people is when you are doing a set of, cardio or weights, we'll say weights, say like you're doing 15 reps of bicep curls. If the last 2 to 3 bicep curls are not so difficult that you feel like you can't do them with proper form, then it's too easy. If you get through 15 bicep curls and you're like, whew, that's kind of hard, but I could do 10 more, you are not lifting heavy enough. And that is one reason you are not seeing results. One of my biggest pet peeves is when I see women especially go into the gym and they start lifting like the 3 and 5 pound dumbbells. Unless you're injured or a total beginner, like have never done anything physical in your life, that is not going to do it. You need to be working in those 10, 12, 15, 20, 25 pound dumbbell ranges to see results. Not right away, but that's what you need to be working towards. 5 pounds is not going to do anything. So if you want to see results in terms of building muscle, toning, which is what I hear a lot of people say they want to do, then you need to be working in those higher weights. And the way you determine what weight you should be working at is if you do 15 reps, the last 2 to 3 reps should feel very, very difficult. How often should you then raise it? It kind of depends, number one, on your consistency, but every 4 to 6 weeks, usually you should be bumping up to the next weight. So if you're using 10s, in 4 to 6 weeks, you should be able to use 12s if you're consistent. And that's how you continue to grow. So I really often see people just not lifting heavy enough weights and not truly understanding how difficult is. Like, it should feel hard. It should feel uncomfortable. If you get through a workout and it's comfortable and you feel fine at the end, then you were not trying hard enough. Okay? And by the way, I will say that I've said this to many clients before, that will change day to day. Maybe you're not feeling great. Maybe you're super stressed. Maybe you're tired. Maybe you had a lot of sleep and you feel great. You might have to adjust how much you do based on how you're feeling that day, but you want to be giving your 100% for that specific day. Another reason that I see people not working hard enough is that they're taking way too many breaks. So, if you're one of those people that go to the gym and we'll just stick with bicep curls because that's an easy one. You do 10 bicep curls and then you sit there and wait for a couple minutes, and then you do 10 more and then you sit and wait. So generally speaking, that's not going to give you any cardio benefits. So what I suggest is that people do a circuit format, which means you might have 5 exercises you want to do that day. You're going to do them all in a row. You're going to do your push-up, you're going to do your lunge, you're going to do your bicep curl, you're going to do your pull-up, and you're going to do your plank. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, with hardly any rest in between. That's called a circuit. And then you'll take your break. That's going to give you cardio benefits, get your heart rate moving, and make you work harder. So work in a circuit and make sure that you're lifting heavy enough weights. When you're on your cardio machine, one reason why you might not be seeing results in the gym is because you're reading or talking to your friend and you're not paying attention to what you're doing. So another one of my pet peeves, I feel like we're going to get through a lot of my pet peeves today. You know, if you're on a cardio machine and, hey Jerry, first of all, why doesn't everyone just give me a little thumbs up if they use cardio machines inside of a gym? If not, then I'm going to assume that you might do something outside, you know, or in a class. But this can apply to being outside as well. So if you just joined us, we're talking about my number 2 reason why you don't see results in the gym. And that's usually because when you get to cardio or strength, you're not trying hard enough, okay? You're not working hard enough, not trying, not working hard enough. So if you are on a piece of cardio equipment, say like a treadmill, and your friend Sally is next to you, and you can talk to each other like it's no big deal and you can get all caught up on this week's, you know, gossip, then you are not working hard enough. So when you are doing cardio, if you're doing a long term of like a half an hour on the treadmill, it should not feel comfortable for you to talk. Like you could talk, but you should have to take a breath like this every few words. If you can talk fine without that, then you need to either be walking or running faster, maybe add an incline or something that's more difficult. You should not be able to read a book, in my opinion, while you are doing cardio. You should be focused on what you're doing at that time. And if you don't like it enough to get through it, then maybe you should try something that you do like that's a little bit more difficult. So that's my number 2 reasons is people are not working hard enough. The other thing you could do is if you are a beginning worker out or are not sure about how hard you can work out without feeling like, I hear people say this all the time, my chest is beating, my heart is beating so fast. And I'm like, that's awesome. What we're worried about is when it's not beating, right? Like we want it to beat hard. That's great. But if that makes you nervous, use a heart rate monitor and a watch and figure out your zones using that piece of equipment. They usually have things that can help you figure it out. And then you know when your body is truly working hard, and then you can learn in your mind what that feels like. Okay, so that mind-body connection is really important. Good? Okay, number 3. Number 3 reason you might not be seeing results in the gym is that you're not mixing it up enough. So you're not having enough variation in your workouts. And this can be with cardio or with strength. So what happens is your body gets used to doing things over and over again. So why doesn't everyone just do a quick little type in and let me know maybe what they currently do for cardio right now? And then we'll talk a little bit about that. Like maybe you bike, maybe you hike, maybe you are a runner. Just give me a little quick, like 1 or 2 word what you do, and hopefully it'll come up to me on the screen. Wow, I can see someone. Oh no, that's the reflection in my mirror. That's funny. Okay, so while that's coming through, your body is very smart. And your body wants to hike. Great. So your body wants to use the least amount of calories as possible to get the job done, right? Because back in the day, we wanted to conserve our calories. So I'll say hike because that's the first few examples I see coming up. You might hike the same trail every day, every week. Say the first 2 times you hike that trail, it might take 500 calories for you to hike it. If you continue hiking that trail at the same pace, not changing anything, a couple months down the line, it might only take 200 calories to hike that trail because your body has gotten used to that movement, it's gotten used to that trail, and it just is way more efficient, which is wonderful in the evolutionary world, but not so good for us for weight loss. So changing it up is really important. That's why like Cherry run, walk, and bike is great because you're constantly changing what you're doing so that your body never gets too efficient at it. As long as you're also changing the kind of running, walking, biking you're doing. So if you're doing hills and some sprints and regular, stairs. You just want to mix it up so that your body is not as efficient as it wants to be. The same thing with the gym. If you go in, I see people do this all the time. They come in every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. They do the same workout Monday, Wednesday, Friday. The problem with that is, again, your body gets used to it. So you just are not going to see as great of results as if you're mixing it up all the time and constantly challenging your body. Number one, that's how the world works, right? You always have to be moving your body in different ways. So it's good to train that way in the gym as well. So that was my number 3, not mixing it up enough. Okay, number 4. This has to do with eating, not gym, but it is why you might not be seeing results in the gym, and that's because you just haven't adjusted your eating. People notoriously over-calculate, or overestimate how many calories they're burning, and they underestimate how many calories they're eating. So most people think they're eating a lot less and burning a lot more. You know all those ads for various workouts, and they're like, you'll burn 800 to 1,000 calories in an hour. That's a lot. That you have to work really hard to burn 1,000 calories an hour. It's almost impossible. So number 1, don't trust that stuff. Number 2, just realize that if you aren't seeing the results you want to see, then it could also be because your eating is not in check, and eating is 80% of it. We're not going to talk a lot about eating today because we'll do that in a different one. Today is about more strict exercise, but that is a huge component, and you can come work out for an hour with me a day, but if you're doing crap the rest of the 23 hours a day, that hour is not going to give you the results that you want. Okay. Number 5, bonus, right? I said I had a couple of bonus points. So number 4 bonus was, first bonus was eating too much or not adjusting your eating. And the last one, I talk about this a lot, especially to those endurance athletes out there, you're not resting. So if you are not seeing the results that you want from your exercise program, take a look at your resting, your sleep. Start counting your sleep hours. Are you sleeping more than 7 hours a night? Because that's what most people need for recovery. Are you taking a rest day? I said that you need to be exercising 5 or 6 days a week, which is very true. You need to be taking at least 1 rest day. And if you're training for something specific, like you're a triathlete or a runner, you might need more rest days. So yours is a little bit different than the casual exerciser, but in general, you need to be taking at least 1 rest day a week where you're letting your body just chill. That's when the recovery happens. So, you can only break down your body so much before it needs time to rebuild. And that's basically what you're doing in the gym, lifting weights. You lift your weights, it makes all these little tears in your muscle fibers. And then when you rest, those muscle fibers grow back together and they grow stronger and they grow more of them. But if you aren't letting yourself rest, then you are not going to get those benefits. So you have to listen to your body. You have to program in a rest day in order to see your results. So that was number 5. Does anybody, while I go quickly to review through them, have any questions about why they're not seeing results in the gym? Or maybe you have one specific struggle that you need help with. We'll open it up for questions for just the last couple of minutes while I review. And it takes a couple minutes for those comments to get through to me, so I'm looking through them. So just give me a second if you're typing in. I wish it showed if you were typing, because then I would know if something was coming through. So, number 1, not seeing results because you're not going, right? And you're not going consistently enough. Number 2, you're not working hard enough when you are there. Number 3, you're not mixing it up enough, so you need to add more variety. Number 4, you are not adjusting your eating patterns to reach your goals. And number 5, you're not resting. So for the eating portion, I know a lot of you that are on the Facebook Live right now, you guys are participating in the Clean Eating Challenge. We're having a Clean Eating Challenge in this group, our little private Facebook group, starting next Monday. It's 30 days of clean eating, very simple rules and recommendations. So if you go onto the Facebook group and look under events, you will see the little snapshot of the rules, and when we're going to start. All of the posts will be in that event during the month. So every day we'll be posting information about clean eating recipes, all that kind of stuff. So if eating was one of your issues or is one of your issues or something you want to address, then I suggest that you really join us. And again, invite friends. That's it. So no one has any issues. I know almost all of you guys that are on, and you're already doing what you're supposed to be doing. Which always is what happens in these Facebook groups, is the people who come on are the ones who are already doing what they're supposed to be doing. So good job to you guys. Kudos. Give yourselves a pat on the back for already making health and fitness a part of your life. And if you have any more questions, you can always comment below. Definitely join the Clean Eating Challenge. And then also please help us grow this group by inviting them to the OC Health and Fitness Friends. It's open to the community for everyone to enjoy. So with that, have a good rest of your day, and I will see you guys next week, okay? Bye!